Welcome back to the channel World Coins Master, another exciting deep dive into the fascinating world of United States coins, where ordinary pocket change sometimes turns out to be worth millions. If you've ever glanced at a dime in your hand and thought it was just worth 10 cents, you might want to think again. Today, we're taking a detailed journey into the incredible story behind the 1993 P. Roosevelt dime that has stunned collectors and experts alike with its astonishing value of $12 million. That's right. $12 million for a coin originally minted with a face value of just 10 cents. This isn't fiction, and it's not some urban legend. It's a story of how tiny minting errors, historical anomalies, production flaws, and even rare conditions can turn a small silver-colored coin into an ultra-rare collector's dream. The story of this 1993 P dime is not just about its unexpected value but also about the historical backdrop of the 1990s minting practices, the advanced errors that occurred, and the ever-evolving interest of numismatists worldwide who chase after such incredible rarities. In the early 1990s, the U.S. Mint was facing a range of changes. From the modernization of its equipment to handling millions upon millions of coins every single day across various facilities. The Philadelphia Mint, responsible for striking the Roosevelt dime with the P mint mark, was producing billions of coins annually. And yet, despite all the advanced technology, occasional lapses in quality control led to the birth of some truly remarkable and mysterious coin varieties. Among them is the now famous 1993 P dime, a coin that left the mint floor unnoticed as just another 10-cent piece, but which would eventually rise to legendary status because of a perfect storm of minting anomalies, rare production elements, and scarcity in the wild. One of the first and most compelling reasons why this particular dime gained notoriety is due to the striking mint errors it bears. Error coins have always captured the imagination of collectors, but not all errors are created equal. There are common errors that may fetch a few dollars, and then there are catastrophic minting blunders that are so unusual, so inexplicable, that they become priceless in the eyes of numismatists. The 1993 P dime sits at the pinnacle of that latter category. To begin with, some of the discovered specimens of this dime showcase off-center strikes that are unlike most errors seen in dimes of that period. We're not talking about slight deviations either. These are severe off-center strikes of up to 50% or more, where the design of the coin is visibly misaligned, sometimes leaving parts of the image missing altogether, while other sections are stretched or warped. Then there's the die clash issue, where impressions from one die are accidentally stamped into another, creating eerie, ghost-like double images on the coins. This phenomenon is a dream scenario for error coin enthusiasts. Some examples of the 1993 P dime show strong die clash marks on both the obverse and reverse sides, indicating that the dies struck each other with tremendous force without a planchet between them. These types of errors add a layer of complexity and uniqueness to a coin, and when combined with other rare attributes, they amplify the coin's value exponentially. Now let's talk about doubled dies, a class of errors that has fascinated collectors for decades. With the 1993 P Roosevelt dime, there are known examples where the doubling is clearly visible on inscriptions such as "Liberty in God We Trust," and even the date. Doubling that's visible to the naked eye is always rare, and when found on coins that already exhibit multiple other errors, it becomes the stuff of legends. In fact, expert numismatists who have examined the finest known specimen of the 1993 P dime unanimously agree that the degree of doubling present is exceptionally rare and likely the result of a misaligned die hubbing process that went unchecked during production. One might think that these types of errors alone are enough to make the coin worth a fortune, but the story doesn't end there. One of the most compelling aspects of the 1993 P dime is its unusual mint mark. In normal circumstances, the mint mark, P, on dimes struck in Philadelphia is standardized in appearance and positioning. However, this coin has displayed a phenomenon known as a repunched mint mark. This means the mint mark was punched into the dime more than once, with the subsequent punches not aligning exactly with the previous one. The result is a blurry or shadowed appearance around the P, something that's exceedingly rare for modern-era coins. Additionally, there are examples of the 1993 P dime being struck on the wrong planchet entirely. A coin planchet is the blank metal disc that gets stamped into a coin, and using the wrong type can result in a vastly different weight, thickness, and appearance. Reports from collectors and grading services have confirmed at least one specimen of the 1993 P dime struck on a planchet intended for a foreign coin, leading to an unusual weight and an odd ring when dropped. This kind of striking error is so uncommon that it has only occurred a handful of times in the modern minting era, further boosting the mystique and monetary value of this coin. Then there's the question of condition. The $12 million value is not merely because of the errors, although they are the foundational reason. It's also about the preservation of the coin. The finest known example of the 1993 p dime is graded MS68 by a leading third-party grading service. In the coin world, MS or mint state is a measure of how pristine a coin is, and 68 is near the top of the scale, which ends at 70. To find a coin with multiple minting errors that is also in such a flawless state is almost statistically impossible. This specimen, perfectly struck in error, perfectly preserved, and housed in a sealed protective slab, represents a numismatic miracle. Collectors have long speculated whether the coin's rarity was accidental or intentional. Conspiracy theories suggest a rogue mint employee might have created a few of these coins deliberately and smuggled them out. While such claims are difficult to verify, the fact remains that fewer than 3 verified specimens exist in private hands, and each tells a slightly different story of minting mishaps. Another element driving the value of this coin is public fascination and media attention. Whenever a major auction features a bizarre error coin or one with a staggering estimate, headlines follow. The $12 million valuation didn't emerge in isolation. It came after bidding wars at private sales, expert appraisals, and growing market interest in rare error coins. Auction houses specializing in high-end numismatics often report surging demand for coins like these. Collectors from around the world with deep pockets recognize the uniqueness of owning something that literally cannot be recreated. Let's not forget the broader economic factors that feed into the value of a coin like the 1993 p dime. As inflation rises and collectibles outperform traditional investments in some years, more investors turn toward rare physical assets like coins. The result is increased competition for top-tier rarities. A coin like this serves as both a historical artifact and a tangible hedge against economic uncertainty. Also worth discussing is the educational value the 1993 p dime brings to the numismatic community. It has triggered debates among collectors, graders, and historians about what defines value, what constitutes an error, and how minting standards have evolved. Entire articles, research papers, and even documentaries have used this dime as a case study in mint error analysis and modern coin collecting. Public exhibitions of the $12 million dime have drawn massive crowds. When it was displayed briefly at a major coin show under armed guard, lines of people waited just to catch a glimpse. Stories like this turn casual collectors into lifelong enthusiasts. A coin becomes more than metal, it becomes a symbol of mystery, rarity, and the thrill of discovery. There's also a psychological element at play. The idea that anyone, anywhere, could unknowingly possess such a fortune in their coin jar or purse is thrilling. It's that possibility that fuels ongoing interest. Every day, someone is checking their pocket change, hoping to find the next 1993 p dime with a minting flaw. And why not? These coins were mass-produced and circulated. It's not beyond reason that others could be out there, still waiting to be discovered. Collectors and treasure hunters alike scour flea markets, estate sales, and inherited coin collections with newfound determination, and the 1993 p dime is often at the top of their want list. This has led to a ripple effect in the market, where even lesser-known error dimes from the early 1990s are seeing increases in value due to association. Over time, this single coin has inspired a renewed interest in error coin authentication. Third-party grading companies are enhancing their capabilities to detect, document, and verify increasingly complex mint errors. They've also adjusted pricing models for their services to accommodate the influx of rare error submissions, as more people hope they've discovered the next $1 million dime. In the end, the 1993 p Roosevelt dime serves as a reminder that in the world of coin collecting, anything is possible. A dime once worth 10 cents now sits among the most valuable modern U.S. coins ever known, commanding attention, admiration, and an astronomical price tag. It's a testament to the magic of minting, the fallibility of machines, the curiosity of collectors, and the never-ending allure of the unknown. When history, error, rarity, and condition intersect so perfectly in a small piece of metal, value becomes almost secondary to the story it tells. But in this case, that story? Today, we bring you something truly extraordinary, a coin that at first glance looks like any other modern dime, but upon closer inspection holds secrets that have stunned collectors and numismatists alike. Get ready to journey into the fascinating tale of the 2012 P1 dime from the United States, a coin with a face value of just 10 cents but an estimated worth of $7 million due to a series of rare minting errors, anomalies, and possibilities that have turned this unassuming piece of change into a true numismatic legend. The 2012 P. Roosevelt dime, minted in Philadelphia, was part of the standard issue of circulating coinage in the United States. It featured the familiar portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch flanked by olive and oak branches on the reverse, a design that has remained consistent since 1946. But while millions of these dimes were produced and circulated without incident, a microscopic fraction of them left the U.S. Mint with unusual features, imperfections, and unexpected errors that transformed their ordinary status into extraordinary value. The journey of the 2012 P dime becoming a $7 million artifact began with an error not noticeable to the casual observer. Experts in coin errors, however, know that even the slightest misalignment, doubling, or striking anomaly can skyrocket a coin's value, depending on its rarity and demand among collectors. In the case of the 2012 P dime, what caught the attention of sharp-eyed enthusiasts was a series of striking issues ranging from doubled dies to missing elements, off-center strikes, weak strikes, broad strikes, and even coins struck on the wrong planchets. One of the most significant factors in the rise of this coin's value lies in the discovery of a particular example of the 2012 P dime that displayed a dramatic doubled die obverse. A double die occurs when the die used to strike the coin is imprinted with a misaligned or duplicated design, leading to features such as doubled lettering, numbers, or even Roosevelt's profile appearing slightly shifted. In the case of the $7 million dime, the doubling was so bold and clear on the word, Liberty, and the date, 2012, that it created an immediate buzz in the numismatic community. Collectors and experts quickly determined that this was no ordinary minting flaw. It was a distinct variety unlike any other dime produced in that year. But what elevated this coin from the realm of a valuable error to a legendary artifact was the confluence of multiple mistakes. Alongside the double die obverse, the coin in question also featured a misaligned die strike, where the top layer of the image appeared shifted upward, leaving part of the design partially off the planchet. This type of error, when combined with a clear doubled die, is almost unheard of and becomes even more extraordinary when both flaws are found on the same coin. Add to that the presence of a missing mint mark anomaly, where the P for Philadelphia is either partially stamped or entirely absent, and what you have is a numismatic unicorn, a coin with multiple rare, visually distinct errors all occurring simultaneously. To understand why such errors occur, we must explore the coin production process at the U.S. Mint. Coins begin their journey as blank planchets, metal discs prepared for striking. These blanks are fed into high-speed presses that imprint the design using dies. Over time, the dies can become misaligned or damaged. If they are not replaced in time, they may produce coins with blurred or doubled images. Furthermore, if a planchet intended for another denomination accidentally finds its way into the production line, it could be struck with an unintended design, leading to wrong planchet errors. This is precisely what some experts believe may have occurred in another intriguing variant of the 2012 P dime. Several specimens have surfaced that appear to have been struck on foreign planchets, or even on planchets intended for other U.S. coins like nickels or cents. These off-metal strikes are exceedingly rare, as modern minting procedures have become more refined and automated. The fact that such an error occurred in 2012, a time when quality control measures were highly advanced, makes this error even more mystifying and valuable. Adding fuel to the fire of interest around the 2012 P dime is the unusually high demand for modern era coins among collectors. Traditionally, coin collectors focused on early American coinage, such as 18th and 19th century pieces. But over the past few decades, there has been a growing market for modern coins with dramatic and visible mint errors. The appeal lies in the accessibility and the thrill of discovering such coins in everyday circulation. For every person who found a 2012 P dime in their pocket and dismissed it as ordinary, there lies a story of missed opportunity, because one of those dimes might have been worth $7 million. And then there's the case of the proof-like finish error, where a small number of 2012 P dimes appear to have an unusually mirror-like surface with deep reflective fields. Characteristics typically associated with proof coins minted in San Francisco, not Philadelphia. These proof-like surfaces suggest that a highly polished die or an experimental strike may have been mistakenly used during normal production, resulting in a limited run of coins with stunning visual effects. When paired with other errors such as doubling or misalignment, such dimes become irresistibly rare to collectors who seek unique combinations. Let's not forget the role of condition and grading. The value of a rare error coin is exponentially increased when it's found in mint state condition, particularly MS67, MS68, or higher. The $7 million 2012 P dime is believed to be the only known example of its type to have received an ultra-high mint state grade, confirmed by one of the top grading services like PCGS or NGC. The coin was preserved in virtually flawless condition with full strike detail, brilliant luster, and none of the abrasions or marks that commonly plague circulated coins. This pristine state, combined with its dramatic error profile, made it one of a kind. Experts and coin dealers have since been scrambling to find additional examples, suspecting that if one such dime made it out of the mint, others may exist. But to date, none have been found that display the same rare convergence of doubling, misalignment, off-metal striking, and mint mark anomaly in perfect condition. This has led to wild speculation, auctions, and fervent interest among private collectors and institutions alike. At coin shows, whispers of the $7 million dimes circulate like urban legends, while treasure hunters scour their change jars in hopes of striking gold, or silver, in this case. The historical significance of the 2012 P dime doesn't end with its errors. The year 2012 marked a key period in U.S. coinage, as the mint was experimenting with new materials and evaluating the future of small denomination coins amid rising production costs. These transitions may have opened the door to unusual practices, tests, and the inadvertent use of non-standard blanks or dies. Some numismatists believe that the valuable dime may be a remnant of such experiments, possibly a transitional error or a test strike that mistakenly made it into circulation. Furthermore, rumors persist about unofficial strike runs or unauthorized mint employees handling production in off hours, scenarios that have occurred in the past and resulted in famous error coins. While there is no confirmed evidence of such practices in the case of the 2012 P dime, the rarity and mysterious nature of the coin lend credence to theories that it may not have been part of the standard production. RUN.AS public fascination with the 2012 P dime has grown. Its story has been featured in coin magazines, podcasts, YouTube videos, and collector forums, becoming one of the most talked about modern coin discoveries in recent memory. Auction houses have received inquiries from around the world, and collectors have offered increasingly higher amounts for any specimen resembling the legendary example. The psychological aspect of coin collecting also plays a part. The idea that something so small and common could carry immense value taps into a universal human fascination with treasure and discovery. It transforms the mundane act of handling spare change into a potential jackpot. The 2012 P dime embodies this thrill, the notion that riches can be hidden in plain sight, waiting only for a discerning eye to recognize them. For coin enthusiasts, the saga of the 2012 P dime serves as a reminder of the importance of careful inspection and knowledge. Many people pass over coins without examining the details, the spacing of the letters, the sharpness of the strike, the presence of doubling, or unusual luster. But for those who take the time, who train their eyes and study the subtle signs, the payoff can be extraordinary. In the case of the $7 million dime, the payoff wasn't just financial, it was historical. It highlighted a moment in time when a series of rare conditions converged to produce a modern coin of unmatched rarity and value. It has sparked renewed interest in Roosevelt dimes, led to a deeper analysis of 2012 mint production, and inspired a new generation of collectors. In conclusion, the 2012 P1 dime is a shining example, literally and figuratively, of how minting errors, anomalies, and condition can elevate a coin from ordinary to legendary. Whether it was the doubled die, the off-metal planchet, the missing mint mark, or the proof-like surface, or the rare occurrence of all these factors combined, the coin has etched its place in numismatic history. And for those lucky enough to find one or even come close, the lesson is clear: every coin has a story, and sometimes, that story is worth millions.